Yes, it is quite interesting, this subject matter called God. Sorry about that. Crap, something came in the mail. Okay. All right, anyways. So this whole thing about God and everything, um, this whole thing about God is, well, what the term God is used for is to kind of remove responsibility from you and put your power into somebody else's hands to determine a belief system, an outcome, an intention, and all of that. And so the whole point of religion is breaking down the laws of life and the laws of death and letting go of all the organized politics, religion, and science, and understanding that you actually have the power to put together something and break something down as long as you understand the laws of chemistry and the laws of, electricity and the laws of all the different laws that govern our universe. And so I know there's a lot of people on my Facebook that are also in the Jilly Juice world that have an issue with me breaking apart and kind of like exposing the use of the word God as something that is in place of anything that you can't really explain or you feel disempowered in. And so, yeah, I could see why those that believe in the spirit inside of us, the God inside of us, then translates into finding a belief system like Ascension, or finding a belief system like, the aliens, which I get. Yeah, we have people and entities that gave us the knowledge to do what we're doing, which is life and death and reproduction and all the different industries. But are they people to worship? Are they aliens to worship? And so worshiping anything is like saying that you have no power and they hold all the power and you hold nothing, or that you don't have access to what they have access to. And so I'm writing about this thing about God and about celebrities and bioengineering and the Greek gods of antiquity who focused on specific biochemical strengths. And that's why you have like the demigods of like Hercules. And then you see someone like Schwarzenegger who has been biomanipulated to look the way he does. And then you see guys in the gym who want to emulate that by taking all the different hormonal bioengineer type of stuff to make them look like they are these little demigods of Hercules or whatever. And so whenever you put the word God in front of anything, it removes you of any responsibility. And so that's the thing about using the word God, is the fact that a person removes any source of responsibility from any part of their life. So I don't buy into the flat earth society. I don't buy into the ascension stuff. I mean, yeah, we have access to the universe, but do I want to ascend to like the heavens? Not really. I want to stay on this earth and enjoy what I have here on this earth. Do I buy into the Q and the Trump and the anti-vax and the anti-government? No, that's all, the distractions of the dualities of those who are pulling the strings, call them intelligence, who then pull the strings of action and reaction. So no, I don't really subscribe to anything out there in the landscape of getting people to then fight each other over what is real and what is not real. Okay? I mean, either you understand the laws of life and you understand the laws of death, and that's it. You be the master of your own domain. There's no other God except for the existence. Okay? Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So why worship energy? What's the point? I mean, there's energy in this atmosphere. There's energy in my house here. Do I worship energy? No. Now, if a person like a martyr of the past, why are we worshiping martyrs of the past? They are dead. Why are we worshiping dead people? Is that where you ultimately want to end up, as being dead? I mean, that's the thing, is what I'm exposing with this whole organized politics, religion, and science. And then also these different theories of whatever that's out there, whether it's flat earth, whether it's Q or Trump or Biden or whatever. I don't put any kind of power into people that really have no they don't govern my life. I mean, yeah, they keep infrastructure in my society, but that's it. They have no power over my individual self. And so that's the thing that I'm trying to articulate, is the fact that, you know, politics, religion, and science is like a religion, because even science promotes a dualistic type of fighting, you know, your immune system, the agonist versus the antagonist, and how can we biomanipulate you and then make you be like this god of CRISPR gene editing. And yes, you may be stable for 50, 60, 70 years, but then when you start breaking down, there goes your God potential. And maybe if someone was actually tapping into immortality, they would have access to all of their gifts, and they wouldn't have to worship somebody like a celebrity, or this beautiful person over here, or this, you know, bioengineer person over there. And so I'm just taking the mystery out of everything and grounding humans that they have access to their God-given potential, that somebody gave them the allowed them to live in this society and live for a certain amount of time, and then you figure out, do you want to prolong your life or you want to destroy your life? Okay, you're being given choices. And so worshiping the static universe that gave us the platform to evolve just doesn't make sense to me. And then worshiping a human, whether in the past or in the present or in the future, does not make sense to me. Worshiping a belief system, worshiping an agenda, worshiping a propaganda, worshiping any of that stuff, just I don't get it. There's no point in it. Okay? And so that's why I do go back and forth with some people that are in my Jilly Juice group and on my page, and I will delete comments, because I know the people in my Jilly Juice world that are still practicing the holistic stuff, I know they're still probably licensed as a demigod of death or a god of death, because they're probably going to live for a while, but they're not going to promote J-Juice, and they will definitely, you know, not give access to that to their clients. And even if they do, it'll be very superficial, if at all. And there are people still in my Facebook in Jilly Juice world that are still anti-vax, that are still promoting the dualistic type of fighting and putting out propaganda about, you know, flat earth or some other thing, the belief system that I'm just totally beyond. Like, I am really seriously beyond those propaganda stuff that you find all over Facebook and in the different groups. I'm seriously beyond it. And so if you're going to promote a video to me about somebody that promotes flat earth, if you're going to promote a video of someone who is practicing some kind of holistic or allopathic, please just save your breath. But some of you are still very, very stubborn. And so I get it. And it's still going to be something that I will deal with some of the people that are on my Facebook, that are in my group, that are also doing the J-Juice. Because yes, I understand the layers of programming are so difficult to peel back. And it is like day by day by day. And that's the world that we live in. But I have more patience than not. But I just wanted to articulate this, because yeah, I mean, God, I mean, you look at the Freemasons. Like, I'm getting into the portion where I'm talking about the Freemasons in the Vatican and them promoting the word God and grand design, and that then also speaks to the fact that they're trying to commodify your gifts. Okay? And when you commodify somebody's gifts, you then have them believe in the grand design of somebody that has the architect, that's the architect of everything, right? And then you go and worship them like a higher power. And maybe you have access to the higher power. You have access to J-Juice, the salt, the water, the food supply, the probiotics, you know, your microbiome. You're able to understand science and technology and chemistry and biochemistry. What is there to worship? Who do you need to worship? Just understand that you have the ability to put stuff together and take it apart. And why would you give your power away to somebody who calls himself a higher power? Okay? Where the universe began doesn't even matter. If energy cannot be created or destroyed, why worship that energy? If you exist and you promote life, worship yourself. If you promote death, then you're a demigod of death. If you are licensed in government, holistic, and allopathic, and health and wellness, then you're a god of death and you're doing Jilly Juice. But if you're not doing Jilly Juice and you're in that field, then you're the demigod of death. I mean, that's why there's gods and there's demigods. Okay? And so, I mean, it's just as pretty straightforward as you can get. Gods and demigods. And so I'm actually breaking it all down in my book about the gods of whatever. And then I've likened the 12 Olympian gods to the 12 different systems. And then, of course, all the different demigods are then the biochemical hormones that are brought to surface, like Hercules and Schwarzenegger. Like Hercules and all the people who are weightlifters that want to get big muscles. Like Aphrodite and then the porn industry. Those are the demigods in our society. And then they're also all over Hollywood. Those are the demigods of our society. Then you have the lay people that want to emulate them. And so that they become porn stars. They become, fashion models and whatever. Because they're promoting a specific lifestyle. They're promoting not only procreation, but distraction. And then ultimately the end result is death. Because when you have that much of an unbalanced energy in your hormones, what's the outcome going to be? It's going to be so inevitable because you're not balancing your hormones. And you're promoting a different specific lifestyle that has specific intention, that makes money. It's commodified. I mean, there's so much money in the porn industry. There's so much money in the fashion industry. There's so much money in in the holistic and allopathic. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Then the eyes become so round with greed, and those that are in the Jilly Juice world that are doing that also, they can't help but just take the energy and harvest it. I get it. But then you got to call a spade. Because the gods of death do not give access. Because God means that something is intangible. It's omnipotent. And when something is omnipotent, it is the power over somebody by keeping them ignorant. And so when somebody is in the health and wellness industry and they know about Jilly Juice and they do not talk about Jilly Juice or are still in that industry, they become some kind of demigod or god of death. They are omnipotent in that person's world because that person does not know anything but somebody taking their energy through yoga, through Reiki, through some kind of therapy, and they're also getting their bank account raped as well. And so, yes, we have gods of death and demigods of death. And then I'm the god of life, but let me tell you, I'm the god of life in my world because let me tell you, my husband believes completely the opposite. And so I'm not a god in his world. If anything, he's countering every single intention that I have. And that's fine. That's his world. I'm still going to live. He will do whatever he chooses to do. I still respect the hell out of him. He has a lot of gifts and a lot of potential. But I'm not a god of life out there because there's too many people out there countering my intentions. There's a lot of demigods of death out there. And then those that are actual true demigods of death are licensed in the health and wellness industry. And they are extracting energy from their clients. So, anyways, I wanted to put that out there. And just so you know why I don't usually like to go back and forth with someone who wants to bring up flat earth or some other theory. I don't have time for it. All right, bye.